Hi, this is Srinivas Tamada, founder of 9lesson.info. Today I'm going to talk about ReactJS and how we can make a simple welcome page and login and sign up with, connecting with RESTful APIs. I think long time back I posted an article about, how to make a social networking site with React. It's like a kind of, you can add a comment, post everything. Just take a look at that. It's a very long time back, almost 1 year back, so you can update things here and you can delete it and you can comment, so all these things. But now I'm going to explain with the TypeScript with the new create app, like Facebook one, so this is what you're going to see today. This is what I made a simple application, you can log in. It's same like Ionic welcome page. For that I made a small project called Banana. The same way, you can use the same credentials and 6, and you can change to sign up as well, login. All these routings I'll explain today. So this is a password is 12345 6. If you want, you can create a new registration as well, and I'll explain you like how you can post some things and how you can delete things. Yeah, so just first go and install the npm install globally, and try to use sudo this way. And I already installed it, so I'm quickly going to create the project now. Now I'm changing my project directory, so let's go into projects, and then for creating a React project, just use create React app and then your project name. So React welcome. So this will take some time to install all the dependencies. In the meanwhile, I'm going to use foundation.css. This is a pretty popular nowadays, but it's like a bootstrap. So I'm going to use this. This is a responsive thing. It'll come with basic HTML and all. So I'll try to use this template. This comes with the responsive design, everything. So you can request it, you can sign up and you can request it, and you'll get the download project like this, the files like this. So I'm going to use this code. So if you have this code, it will be a little easy, and means for you can create a little quicker way. So I want to explain things little quicker, so I'm going to use this template right now. Yeah, now project has been created. Now just change the directory to React welcome, and we'll see the files. Now try to run npm start. So this will run at localhost 3000. Let me copy this here. Yeah, so yeah, this is the basic file is running. So I'm trying to open the project now. So this is what my project, and so this is what it's running like. And if you see that it's there in the app, this welcome logo, everything is running. So, and from the downloads, I'll try to open my template as well. Okay, done. Okay, so if you see this template, it has a lot of HTML tags, everything. So right now we need some CSS from this, and using the CSS we are going to, all these classes going to work. So okay, let's the first thing is in the source folder, just create a folder called styles or CSS. I'm just giving like styles, and one more thing called new folder, and create images. All your images goes here. And one more thing, create components, and one more, and it's called services. Services, if you want any common functionalities, we'll keep it here. So this is what the components here. Okay, now what you're going to do is this is what the CSS right now. So just copy this CSS and execute it, and then download the CSS file. Or if you want to use external one also, you can do it. Just save as, and I'm just saving on the desktop. I'm saving it. Let's copy this from here. This is what my file, so I'm copying it in the styles. Okay, so we got the basic file. So okay, now do one thing, like, so whatever code we have, just copy everything till here because we want this code. So I'm just copying this code. Instead of this one, I'm just pasting it here. Okay, done. And now we need to import the CSS. We are not going to use this app.css anymore. So now go to import, try to give, like, styles and the foundation dot main dot css, and I'm just deleting this. Okay, now if you see something, like, you'll find some errors here because of some tags are not closing properly. So just try to close everything, or anyway, we don't want all these images. Delete all the stuff here. I've deleted everything, and there is a HR tag didn't close properly, and anything else, input, and I'm just closing everything, and there is one more input here, just closing this as well, and anything else here, there is an image tag as well. So let's see the output. There is a break tag somewhere, like, let me check that here. Yeah, I copied everything here, no more errors, and let's see the okay, our code. So we got everything here now. So entire thing we copied here. Now we're going to divide all these things into components. So that is what our main goal is right now. So anyway, we don't want this contact stuff, so I'm deleting this here and this one as well. So let me delete everything. Let's see the output. Yes, something came here, like, and try to adjust here. There is, like, it's like a common, like, bootstrap. Try to give 12, it's 12 blocks, and this is what contact me, or you make it this one as like a footer. Yeah, this is what the contact me. So this is some sidebar and this one. So okay, so now what we're going to do is this is what the sidebar. Try to delete this off and see if this is gone or not. So I'm going to use this now. So okay, now try to create some folders, like, the basic things here is, like, try to divide that, like, this is what the header tab, and this is a body part, and this is a footer part. So that way you just create component names, like this is header, and the new folder called footer. Before creating folders, like, we need to set up this, then we can duplicate the folder. So let's copy this app.js and these three files, then we rename into header, like that. So just go to the folder, project folder, like, this is what my project, and just go to the, like, just copy these three things, and going here I'm just pasting it here. Okay, so if you see, the same files is coming here, so just go here and try to rename it to header. So this way you can quickly can create a components. So because there is no specific command for that, like Ionic, like for creating components of pages. So now just try to delete everything. We're not going to use anything for this CSS. If anything specifically for header, you can write it here. And the header, like, so anyway, this is not for the header. So this is app code, so I'm giving like small div. We'll make it header and change the things, like we're not going to use the logo here, we don't want this as well, and import header.css and change the class name to header and export default header. And this is what the test things for unit testing, change everything in the same way. I'm trying to add something here for like the reference. Okay, so how we going to like test this is working or not, like, so this is what the header tag, if you see here, we need to find out what is a header here. So looks like these two blocks, let me delete it and see this part is a header or not. Yes, that's the part is the header. So I'm trying to replace this with header code. So go to the header JavaScript and everything paste it here. Okay, before that I'm just instead of that I'm going to use only this block. So just go back, only this part I'm making as a header now. So I'm just cut and pasting here. So now this is called header. So just use the header component here, like, okay, and import the header component here. From yes, imported the header component here. Let's see and test it. Yeah, it's coming now. So the same way I'm going to divide everything. So I'm trying to make everything in this way, like footer and like, you know, mobile header, all the stuff. So I'm going to divide one by one slowly. So yeah, same way I created two more components like footer and mobile header. Let me copy this code. Instead of this I'm using mobile header. So this code is moving to here. I'm using this here. I used the same way, I copied, I duplicated the existing one, and this part I'm making is a footer. And go into the footer part, and the footer component I'm using here. So this way you can maintain everything, like, you know, individually, like wherever you want you can include these things. So, and this is, I'm going to use it for the body part, and yeah, that's fine. Rest of all it's common, so I'm going to change this part. So let's import other stuffs as well, like, you know, otherwise we'll get an error. So that's one thing is footer, and the other one is mobile header. And let's see the output. Yeah, now everything looks same. Okay, everything okay. So if you want to change something, just go to the footer and change to, like, you know, footer. You see it, that will change to footer part. And this one also you can change everything in the header. And if you see, basically, like, there are different type of colors, so you can use the like, you know, if you want to maintain some common colors to override on the existing foundation CSS, you try to create a one more file called custom CSS. So here you can overwrite all the classes and try to import that here, because this is the main app file. So this is called custom. So I'm trying to use adding some classes like, for example, like body, and I'm giving color like instead of that, I'll give some black. And like usually every framework, like, primary, secondary colors, I'm just giving primary like, background. Like I have some default color for 632, and this yellow color, and try to give important, because the existing one you need to, like, override these things. And this is secondary. I'm just giving some, and the color, this is a little dark, so if it is a dark one, color should be the, font should be like lighter color. So okay, so you see these things, yeah, little bit changed the design. Later you can change it. This part is our, like, the body part. So based on the like login, so this part only going to change login, sign up, or home, everything. So the same way again, go here and try to copy this and try to duplicate this here, and I'm changing to login. Same way how to change for everything. Same way you can create for the sign up and the home as well. Yep, same way I created a login, sign up, and a welcome page. So this piece of code I'm just moving to, like, the welcome part. Then we'll do routing with, like, login and sign up. So this I'm making into the welcome. So go to welcome.js, same thing. I'm just duplicating this part, and here like deleting everything and saying like the h2 like welcome page. And so try to import that. And if you see the code, you'll see some problems, like maybe I missed something in the welcome page. Yeah, because I didn't rename the properly, like set this welcome and this welcome, and if you see the test, welcome, and welcome, yes, it's fine. So I saved everything, and let's see the project. Yeah, so welcome page is coming. So okay, I missed one thing here, like, if you see this code, like you should not use the class here, but it supports, but at some point you'll get an error. But anyway, you can see the test as well, like, npm test, and you will see all the test results here, like what is exactly happening, is there anything failed or something. See, I created some sign up. You can fix it very quickly, like use npm test. See, something is missing in the sign up page. If you see the sign up test, say I'm using, I didn't rename it. So sign up. So this way, we'll discuss this later for test and all. And make sure change every class into a class name, because I missed it, because we need to change this at initial stage. But anyway, right now I can change entire my project, like I'm replacing like control F. I mean, I have this control F, and I'm replacing with the name, because React, why they changed to class name, because it has some problem with the Internet Explorer browser. So that's why they started writing a new way. So that's why they take it as a class name as a reference. So I just replacing everywhere. there are some 17 places. Okay, so I'm giving save all. So yeah, so this is what the welcome page. And if you see, if I want to replace this with a login, I just import the login and the login page. So go to the welcome, the same code I'm going to copy and paste in the sign up as well, because we are going to use the same classes. And this is a sign up, and this is a login page. Okay, so now we divided everything. So this way, like, wherever you want, you can use the component in a different way. So the main thing is like, like, okay, for example, I fixed the name here, like, if I see the code, so here it is a banana project, here is something, is a default name is coming. Instead of that, how we can maintain everywhere the same name, like, in the app.js, like maintaining a state. So let's create a small state, like usually how we going to do it in the Ionic and all the same way, try to create a constructor. So here you have to create the state. State is nothing but an object, like you can maintain the value and change it. So like you have to use super. This is super is like, it initiates the this function, this. So this dot state, and you can create an object, and the object name is app name, like application. Okay, app name, like, I'm just giving banana. So no semicolon, that's the just a value. So this state value you can use anywhere. The basic based on the React documentation, basically how to pass the props. That's the same thing in the super as well. So this name I'm going to use it here and here. So I mean, like, we are going to pass through this component. So how we're going to do it is like, I'm just giving a name, and I'm just initiating the state like this dot state dot app name. So the same thing I'm passing here as well. Okay, and if you want, you can pass it everywhere. So we passed it, and how we going to use this, and how we going to call, like, if I go to the header page, go here, and instead of the banana, like this dot props is nothing but this component has a property, I mean so dot name. So this name is refers to in the app name. So this is a props. So this way, like, I'm calling this the same value, like, if you go to the mobile header thing, so here some name is there, so same thing I'm using here as well. So if you see the project, banana project, and if you see banana, let's change something in the app.js here, like 1. See, if I save it, it'll change here, everywhere it will change. So that way you can maintain the common names. So hope you can, like, you understand that, like, you can pass any data, like, if you want whatever you want, you can send the data like this, and you can use the data using props, this dot props. This React is completely like, state and props. So yeah, this way you can create a components, like you can divide entire project into different components. So what is the advantage of these components? Like, if you want to write a specific class or something, and the test cases, everything, if you want to modify only this header part, you can go here and touch it here. If you want to add some class, for example, I am giving an ID called header, and go to this header class. So header, and I'm applying some class to this h1 tag, like font size like 50 px. So important. So let's save it and see. So the specifically you can apply, and this component only works at this level. So that way you can design your project. Yeah, I'll continue explain like how we can do routing for like changing pages like login, sign up, and welcome, and with going to the home page. So let's continue in next video. Thank you.